What do you think has been the biggest change for the school post-COVID?
I think one of the biggest changes post-COVID for us as a school is really finding our places here and how to interact with one another. Because of social distancing, to come back and be excited to see one another and knowing we still have to practice those things even though we want to embrace one another, we want to get in each other's bubbles, just really applying those things that they've been teaching us since non-COVID, right? But also knowing how to adhere to even the newest things that the school has had to put in place in addition to those things.
So the biggest change has been we have students to serve now, and it's been really fun. I can tell you that when we didn't have students on site, that it was really kind of boring around here.
How did your job change because of the lack of students on campus?
So my job is the IB director. I work not only with incoming ninth graders, but also students on campus. So incoming ninth graders, it's been really hard to recruit students because I have to now go onto their team's platform or Zoom or anything else from the elementary schools to try to recruit students. So that's been hard. And then just not having students here to talk to and interact if there's a concern or problem has made it a little more difficult.
It got a lot boring. There was a lot of downtime. It was hurry up and wait to do nothing. Actually, it was nice seeing people come back for, getting computers and stuff like that. It was real nice to see the students finally come back.
You were here before school opened up for students. Were you nervous for them to come back?
I would have to say yes, because we each individually know how we've lived our life during the shutdown, and to know we don't know what others have been doing, knowing to come back, knowing with the vaccine being up and down in the direction and who gets it and who doesn't, all of that plays a role in how do we interact and work together. So I was a little nervous for students, and teenagers love to be in each other's spaces and faces. So it was like, oh no, we don't want to have a breakout, right? So those are some of my nervousnesses about students coming back, but I was so excited about them coming back.
No, I wasn't nervous. I mean, I was like, trying to stick to myself, always, using good hygiene, washing my hands religiously, sanitizing, and trying to wear my mask most of the time, most as possible.
I would tell you the only thing that was a concern was, just having never gone through the process. But now that the process has been up and running for a month, I feel very confident the school has done a very good job as far as keeping students safe, staff safe, and healthy.
No, I was excited for students to come back. I knew that we had good protocols in place. I knew that we were going to make sure that students were safe. So I was really excited to see students back on campus.
What were your expectations of returning to school after the first spring break extension?
I think the expectations were that we were going to be back, but I don't think I really knew quite how it was going to look when we got that first extension. Now, as I think back, I'm like, oh wow, we really were off last year when we talked about it. So when we thought we were going to be gone for a few weeks, it ended up being almost a year. So
For me personally, I had COVID. In January, I had to get an antibody transfusion. So I couldn't get my vaccine till end of April. So I was a little worried for myself because not only did I have to protect myself, but my own personal bubbles of family, right, and friends in my bubble. So I was a little worried about how could I best serve my students and staff, knowing that I had to take precautions. And I practice the social distancing and all the things that are required by us, and I feel a lot more at ease now knowing that everybody else is practicing those. But that was one of the biggest things for me that I was a little nervous about.
Do you think school will eventually return to the way it used to be before COVID, or do you think this will be the new norm?
Right now, this is our new normal. This is what we know and what we're living. Do I think it'll change? Yes. But it will take time to reintegrate to the way we used to do things. It's definitely going to change how we move forward in this pandemic, right? But it will create a new type of normal for us.
Hopefully, yes. Hopefully we'll get through this and, get rid of the masks, get rid of the temperature guns, and hopefully we'll come back to normal.
I think a lot of the things like technology will be part of the new norm. I think we'll have students back on campus, but I think a lot of the tools that we use with computers in all the classrooms, everyone knowing how to use Teams, being able to communicate without having to do things on paper and pencil will become the new norm. So I think it'll be a new normal. I don't think we'll be virtually forever. I think we'll be definitely in a spot where we're here in person, but we're going to be using technology much better.
Do you miss how things used to be? One-worded answer.
Yeah.
Of course.
No.